Yeah, there are real grievances that are left behind. Like in trying to stabilise Japan, some of the ills that happened were never officially apologised for. I mean, look at the rape of Nanking. That is never really been fully dealt with. But at the same time, China's doing its own new crimes at the same time, and so it's an endless cycle of stuff going on. But we've got Australia, we've got Marxism, which is reimagining our history right now from a position of propaganda. But I'd like to read one of your finishing statements, and I quote. This is what you wrote. Memory would prove a more efficient way to encourage people to reflect on the past than propaganda. The antidote to combative and reductive views of history is a mosaic of individual narratives that convey the full moral texture of historical events, in which the lines between victimhood and complicity are often blurry. Such stories can converge on one unifying message. We are all characters in an unfolding history who have the power to steer our societies away from vicious conflict and peaceful prosperity. Now, Frances, in your opinion, is there a better way forward than this new age of saturated propaganda that we're currently facing in Australia?
I think definitely it's to look at some of the stories of people who occupied that more grey zone. So that more grey zone between, victimhood and victim and oppressor. So I'll use the South Korean comfort women as an example, because I think it's easier to do these examples when they're distant from our own, a bit more distant from, our own culture. So in general, then it's often been phrased as, the Japanese or the Japanese military, the oppressor, and, the Koreans or the Korean women who were victimized. But then there were also a lot of characters in the middle who occupied quite an unusual position. So specifically, a lot of the procurers who helped facilitate the trafficking process, a lot of them were ethnically Korean, or at least, well, that's probably an overstatement, but some of them were ethnically Korean. So I think if we try and box in certain nationalities into these particular categories, then it's not going to help us understand history better or how we can stop atrocities like that from unfolding again, but rather understanding the role that different people had, and that it's not always as simple as, this person in this group, they were the good guys, this person in this group, they were the bad guys.